Welcome to episode number 15 of Rookies Roundup. It is 10:09 p.m. here in Los Angeles. It's good to be back. It's been an interesting week of sports, to say the very least. Last week, things got a little off track. We'll try and keep things together this time. So for the first time ever, we have an exciting show for you tonight. No script tonight. We are going off the cuff because of this late start, and we had to get things going. So no time to prepare, just turn on the laptop and get on the radio. We've got an NBA preview for you guys. We got to talk about the World Series. What a crazy ending that was. We've got, of course, the NFL and some college football. So it should be interesting. Noah Taborda from Blake and Noah, the LA Chicago show, will be back as well. But of course, I gotta go through the motions. You know how it works. Thanks to Spreaker.com. We have a channel on it called National Sports, and that's the reason why we're able to stream this broadcast. Check out National Sports on social media. On Facebook, it's National Sports. On Twitter, it's at all caps National Sports 1. And on Instagram, it's National_Sports. For us, social media-wise, I asked for you guys to like our Facebook page, and you came through. So thank you for that. We are so close to 30 likes. Right now we're at 26. Noah definitely deserves some credit for that, for inviting his friends to like it up. So yes, the power of sharing really does help here. Tell people to like the page, and I will be eternally grateful. Plus, I also post cool stuff over the week, and if you want the fast forward points, so you don't have to listen to the entire hour-long episode and just want to listen to certain things, we post those on the page too. We didn't do it last week because, let's face it, there was no really one concrete topic after another. It was really just Brock Osweiler's neck every 5 minutes, so we'll try and stay away from that. I don't know who is to blame here, so before this becomes an issue, because I know Noah is going to say otherwise, this is my show. So before he tries to hijack it, let's make that very clear. So let's get started. Noah, don't make me regret this. You're back. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'll try to pretend that it's your show for as long as I can.
Thanks, Noah. We appreciate it. So let's get right into it. The World Series, Game 3. Crazy ending. Series was tied at 1 at this point. And we're going to go through this step by step. Second and third, 1 out. Bottom of the ninth. Tied game at 4. John Jay steps up to the plate for the Cardinals. Now, Pete Kozma is on deck. And I'm watching this and I'm thinking, how on earth are they not walking him? It seemed like an intentional walk was the right thing to do. Now, what do you think? Would you have walked him?
Oh yeah, I would have walked him. But obviously they decided not to. And that's a mistake. But it was his decision. He decided not to. That's life.
Yeah, and you know, it seemed like that decision was not going to backfire. Ground ball to the second baseman Pedroia, dives, makes the play, throws to home, gets the runner out. So now you think everything's safe. It's first and third, there's 2 outs, but Saltalamacchia, I'm sure I'm not the first one to mispronounce his name, Saltalamacchia tries to throw out the runner at third base. His throw is off the mark to Will Middlebrooks. A left fielder comes in, tries to throw it to home. He was out by a mile. But when Will Middlebrooks outstretched his glove to get the ball, he went down, outstretched on the ground, and as I believe it was Alan Craig who came around to try and score the winning run, it appeared that Middlebrooks picked up his legs while he was on the ground. Craig stumbled and tripped, which slowed him down and why he was thrown out. However, the umpire said that this was an obstruction call, and in probably the craziest World Series game I've ever seen, the Cardinals win 5-4 on an obstruction call. No, first, did the umps make the right call?
Oh, I think they made the right call. I think that he stuck his leg up. It doesn't look like that to me, you know. When you see the play, if you look at it on whatever website they have the replay on, his leg comes up at the very end, almost as if he was trying to block the guy. he almost tries to stop him, and because of that, Alec Craig gets tripped up and can't score, ends up getting thrown out, but of course, because of the obstruction, he was safe.
Yeah. Now, to me, originally, it looked like Middlebrooks was just on the ground. He didn't try and pick up his legs on purpose, but he stumbled anyway. Even in that case, they probably did make the right call. Because whether it was on purpose or not, he was obstructed. Great heads-up call from the umpires on that one. And, of course, the question was really, had Middlebrooks not been there, it still looked to me like Craig would have been thrown out of the plate regardless. They got him by a mile. Before we continue any further, by the way, I forgot something. At this point, I've assumed that people just are not going to call into the show. Maybe that's because nobody has for the first 14 episodes. Let's change it. Number 15 is an episode of First. We finally really get to cover the NBA season. We're going off the cuff, so maybe somebody wants to surprise us and call us at 310-922-9536. And of course, if you're a little camera shy or microphone shy or whatever it may be, you can leave a comment in the comment box, and I will get back to you for sure. So, continuing on with the World Series. So, me and Noah both agree here. Umps definitely made the right call here. You can't trip a guy. If you do, you're going to get called for that every time. Now, back to Game 1, though. Now, unless John Lester likes keeping avocado dip in his glove, something isn't right here. We know that, of course, starting pitcher Clay Buchholz got in trouble for doctoring the ball, and it looked like the Red Sox might have been up to no good again. The cameras caught a big green blob on Lester's glove. When he was asked for it, he said, quote, "All I used is rosin. It looks like a giant booger. I have no idea what that is," or something along those lines. I wasn't happy to see it. I know doctoring the ball has become more and more common, but the signs don't look good for Lester and the Red Sox. 2 weeks earlier in the ALDS, when the Red Sox were playing the Rays, there was a screen cap of a big bottle of Bullfrog brand sunscreen in the dugout. Now, normally this would be fine to have sunscreen, a peculiar place to put it, but whatever. However, this was a night game in a dome, so clearly things did not add up for the Red Sox. No, how do you feel about this? I mean, technically it's cheating, but the stats are saying it doesn't have much of an effect. What do you think?
Well, if it didn't have much of an effect, then I feel like then the players are just idiots. But back to the point of whether or not I think it's right, I don't think it's right. And I actually posted this on one of your comments on Facebook. It was, what was the X Factor? And I posted that the X Factor was John Lester, loading up, using that, whatever it was.
Bullfrog, sunscreen, and rosin.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's ridiculous. I think that he has to stop. It makes me upset. Sure, maybe it doesn't have an effect, but just the fact that he's trying to make himself better through things that aren't natural, he's not just pitching normally. The fact that he needs it, it just really upsets me. I think that you have to play. I think you have to work hard to get there. I don't think you have to load up or cheat to get the World Series or win the World Series.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure who I was rooting for. I think I was going to root for the Red Sox, but this really sealed the deal for me. I did look at the stats, and if anything, it actually slowed his velocity down, but a lot of pitchers doctor the ball to get a better grip on the ball in night games, and still, the Red Sox scored 8 runs. So I don't know, even if he hadn't doctored the ball, it would have made a huge difference. But still, there was an ethical wrongdoing here. I'm not a fan of it at all. It's still technically cheating, whether or not it has a big impact. Even though the Cardinals themselves did not make a big deal out of it, including the GM, who actually made a public statement saying that it was a non-issue, I don't like it. It's the wrong way to go into a World Series. It's the wrong way to go into any sport. Cheating is not good, and whether or not it has an effect, it is still cheating. So I'm not a fan of it, but didn't have a huge effect, so at least that made things a little better. So there you go, that's the World Series. We've been having a little bit of a football bias in this show. we're trying to break down the World Series a little more. So, Noah, baseball, continuing with it, who do you think's winning this series? St. Louis has now taken a 2-1 lead. It's been an exciting series, everything we could have hoped for. Late drama, a lot of errors, actually, we didn't expect. What do you think?
Well, I'm going to stick with my original pick, and my original pick, of course, was the St. Louis Cardinals. Much to my co-host on Blake and Noah show, Blake Devine's chagrin. He always says Red Sox, Red Sox, Red Sox. But I have to say Cardinals, Cardinals, Cardinals. Because if you look at their pitching, it's just been through the roofs. And, even in these games that they've struggled, you look at Game 1, I think you can pin a lot of that on Pete Kozma. Now, I'm not saying that it was all Pete Kozma's fault, but you can pin a little bit on that. And then you go Game 2, Michael Wacha, phenomenal in that game. But I really like what I see from the Cardinals. I think Carlos Beltran is the greatest October player, the greatest postseason player. The only player I could say you can put up there is Bernie Williams, obviously, because, he is Bernie Williams. David Ortiz, the clutchest, but still, I'm going to go with the Cardinals in this one. I say they will now take it in 6 games. I think they're going to win it in Fenway. So, that's my prediction.
I originally said St. Louis in 7. I am absolutely sticking to that. It's just too tough to pick against the Cardinals in the playoffs these days. It's really a disrespect to pick against them at this point. Yes, Ortiz has some late-game heroics, but I agree. Carlos Beltran is arguably the greatest October hitter of all time. If there's anybody I could look throughout the years to send up to the plate, it would probably be Carlos Beltran. By the way, another congratulations to him, not just being a great player on the field, but off it as well. It was announced earlier today that he is the recipient of the 2013 Roberto Clemente Award. Let's see, we've been talking about baseball for nearly 10 minutes, which is really sad because that's, I think, a new record for this show. Again, we are going off the cuff here, trying to think of anything else. Any other remarks?
No. Just, I really hope this series ends up being built out to what it's been so far. I hope it keeps going like this because it's fun to watch a good series. I don't want to see one team start blowing out the other.
I agree. Whoever wins, we know that we have a great series on our hands between 2 great teams. So there you go. That's it for baseball. So, you're the guest. I'm going to let you choose. I don't want to let the power go to your head. We still have to make it clear that this is my show. But I will let you pick what we talk about next. You want to talk about college football? You want to talk about pro football? You want to talk little NBA preview?
Let's do NBA. I like NBA, and it's definitely my favorite sport. So let's do NBA.
Really? I never knew that NBA was your favorite sport, actually.
Oh yeah. That's why I'm going to win our fantasy basketball league. Oh, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to take that back. Somebody else will win it. I'm not going to jinx myself.
Well,
I'm not going to do it.
What if you end up winning? Then you're losing credibility.
Well, I think I have a good shot of winning the World Series, and I think Las Vegas will favor me in the odds.
The World Series?
No, just me winning fantasy basketball.
Oh, I thought you said you have a good shot at winning the World Series. I'm like, dude, you're a White Sox fan.
I think the White Sox have a terrible fans.
It's a pinwheel miracle.
It's an actual miracle. Just because of John Lester, they're going to put the White Sox in for the Red Sox for the remainder of the series. We'll win. Let's go. 2013 champions. If only.
If only. At least you're not a Rangers fan. That's got to be painful for them. Shout out to all you Rangers fans out there. It's been a struggle the past couple of years. We also learned a lesson in baseball, by the way, in terms of loyalty. Albert Pujols. See what happens when you leave for money. Or what was it? Was it for more money? We learned a lesson in loyalty. It doesn't apply when you're betraying Cleveland because it's Cleveland sports, but anything else that holds true. So, first we have to talk about the obvious. Who's winning the NBA Finals this year?
I'm really leaning between the New Orleans Pelicans. No, Nah, I would love to see them win just because of their name. It would be really funny to hear Adam Silver say, "You're 2014 NBA champion, the New Orleans Pelicans." I just can't take the name seriously. But back to serious, actually. The Heat are going to win this year's championship. Until a team proves me wrong, until I see a team that can really compete with them step forward, I'm not ready to write them off. They deserve our picks as champion because after what they've done every year, all the past 3 years, they've shown us, even in the series loss against the Mavericks, they made it to the championship. You know, they struggled in the end, but the past 2 years, of course, obviously, they had a tough time against San Antonio. But in the end, you had clutch shots from Ray Allen, that crazy three, great rebounding from Bosch on that play. Then you just see LeBron take over that shot over Kawhi Leonard. If you don't give them this, they're what they deserve as the champions prediction for this year, then you're just disgracing them and saying that everything that they've done isn't enough to earn your respect.
Here's the thing, they've earned my respect, and I've been so back and forth on this. I so don't want to pick Miami, but in the end, the Heat are the best team in the NBA. With that said, watching what the young Pacers team did last year, forcing it to 7 games, if Frank Vogel decides that Roy Hibbert should be playing on the last play of the game, we're looking at a very different outcome from last year. And now they get Danny Granger. This could be revolutionary for Indiana. I think if anyone's going to overthrow the Heat dynasty in the Eastern Conference, it's the Pacers. Okay, listen, you're a Chicago Bulls fan, just quiet. Hold off the bias trade for 1 second. I know the Pacers may not have overwhelming Adidas sponsorships and clever hashtags that are overused, but they still have talent. Not that the Bulls don't. But Indiana has an experience in the playoffs that Chicago still doesn't have as a cohesive unit, and if they do, it happened a while ago. We saw it with the Thunder when they made it to the finals and lost to the Heat, and they were favored to win. So you know what? The Pacers are going to make it from the Eastern Conference. Noah, tell me why I'm wrong, and then I'll tell you why you're wrong.
Well, let me start by just breaking down the Bulls a little bit here. I understand it's the preseason, but have you seen Derrick Rose lately? Even when he played badly against the Thunder, he put up 13 points in the fourth quarter to lead them to a win. So every game, he has put up 20 points basically in his time. He's been on fire. He's looked better than he ever has. And of course, he has some rustiness. He's had some turnovers, but that'll go away with time. You know, it'll go down and down. He just looks phenomenal. You look at the Pacers, they beat them twice, by the way, in the preseason. And once again, yes, it is the preseason. But I look at their team, and you've got a budding player in Marquise T, who's looked very good this preseason. His speed has definitely gone up. You look at shooting guard position, sure, you've got some weakness there at times. Jimmy Butler not always being the best player. I've actually watched it with the actual tapes, like, you know, in the preseason. Sometimes he breaks down, but that's because he's young. I expect that to go back up. Of course, Luol Deng looks, you know, he looks like Luol Deng. But occasionally he looks good, and then sometimes looks like a hobbly old man with an injured wrist. But take that away, but look at Taj Gibson. He's the most impressive player to me so far this preseason. He's been so good. So good. He had that, there was Mitch Sean against the Pistons. He went up like a man through Andre Drummond and Greg Monroe, who I may say are much taller than him and are two of the biggest and hardest centers to rebound on, and slammed it down. Then you've got Carlos Boozer, who's got terrific offensive talent. Of course, no defense. But, you know, you've got Joe Noah to match up down there, and once he's healthy, it's good. The only problem I see with them, health, of course, and that's the same problem I see with a lot of other teams. And, yeah, I think the Pacers are a really good team. But, first of all, I don't think their point guard position is that great. I hope C.J. Watson is that great. That's why the Nets got rid of him. That's why George Hill is, that's what I'm going to give him, Paul George, I saw one good playoff. I think he will be good. Do I think he'll be as good as he was in the playoffs? By no means.
So disrespectful.
No.
Disrespectful.
We haven't seen him play in a while. He's going to do way worse than most people coming out of injuries. David West, I love David West. He's actually like one of my favorite players in the NBA and one of my favorite players on this team. The trade for Louis Scola, very smart. And you've got Roy Hibbert. I expect it to be very tight. But I think the Pacers, sure, they could beat the Bulls. But I think it'll be an interesting series because I do think they'll end up playing each other at some point in the playoffs. And I think it'll probably end up going to 7 games. It'll be really tough.
Okay. Let me tell you something. If Joakim Noah was European and Taj Gibson was sleeping with Derrick Rose's mom, you would have the Cavaliers before LeBron left. I am looking at this team and I'm seeing, listen, a lot of people think that Rose isn't going to be as great as he was this year. You are wrong. Derrick Rose is turning heads left and right, as he should be. I was just fact-checked that Joakim Noah is French, and that means I'm actually only one obscurity. Now, if Noah writes to me right now that there is a scandal that involves Taj Gibson sleeping with Derrick Rose's mom, then that's just uncanny. And we clearly know all on Rookies Roundup. And even if that's not true, you should still listen. Okay, I'm gonna need a source for Noah on that, and it's probably something like Fox News. Still, there's star power in Derrick Rose. Carlos Boozer is underrated. But come on. I mean, there's times when Jimmy Butler's not good. There are times... Come on, man.
I'm sorry, it's true. There are times when he doesn't play as well. He's a young player who's prone to mistakes. He takes shots that he shouldn't. He forces some plays. Are you really going to argue with the Bulls fan who's watched every preseason game?
That's like saying that at times North Korea is irrational. That's like saying at times North Korea is irrational. Like, no, really? Stop with it. At times, please.
Kim Jong-un is at times irrational. Other times, he's just a shy guy who's waiting for Dennis Rodman to come play basketball with him.
That's as close as the Bulls will ever get to North Korea. You know, this is Derrick Rose co-starring Carlos Boozer and the other guys. Listen, the only guy that can really beat LeBron in this team is Nasser Muhammad. In UFC, maybe. Not
Muhammad is a first-round fantasy basketball caliber player. He's probably one of the greatest centers of all time. No, but I still think he's better than who's the Pacers backup center? He's better than Ian Mahimni. Sorry, he's better than him. Yeah. Who's the backup small forward? Chris Copeland. He's good, but I'm pretty sure our backup small forward and Mike Dunleavy is better. I think Kirk Heinrich or Marquise Teague, when they combine their minutes, better.
That was my other problem. Thank you for reminding me. Marquise Teague? Teague is your reasoning for the Bulls to step up over the Pacers? Are you kidding me? But no, George Hill is mad? What are you talking about?
Do you not see the NBA predictions and everything?
I'm looking biased straight in the eye right now. Well, straight in the webcam, but still. I mean, come on.
I'm sorry.
I think we need to move.
I would have said the Bulls would have won, but I truly think that the Bulls are a better team. Do I think that either of these teams will ever go anywhere? Truthfully, no, because I think when it comes down to it, even if you put up a good fight, when it comes down to you're playing against LeBron James, you lose. Because LeBron James is on a whole other level. There is Derrick Rose and Chris Paul and Kevin Durant, and then there's LeBron James way up there. Oh, Jake, what is it? You don't like that LeBron James is able to take over games whenever it feels like it?
You are ignoring facts and history, and when you do that, it comes back to bite you. Was LeBron on a whole nother level last year when they forced Game 7? When they got lucky because Frank Vogel had a brain fart in Game 1 and decided not to put in Roy Hibbert.
Okay. I hate these people who now you sound like one of those people who are saying that the Pacers lost the series. Please. A team when they win the series wins the series.
The Heat won the series, and I will give you that. But the Pacers could have won too. And you know what? Once they had Granger Danger back, you can forget about it.
The Milwaukee Bucks could have won the series if they'd played a lot better. against the Heat.
No. This is so different. First, the fact that you're mentioning the Bucks and the Pacers in the same sentence just
Guys,
proves...
if the Spurs had gotten the rebound.
Listen, okay? This was because Vogel didn't put Hibbert on. The Heat are the win that series, but they're a lot closer to beating the Heat than the Milwaukee Bucks are. Now, what about the Brooklyn Nets? Because the Nets, they're everyone's new favorite team. Jay-Z brings what I'm calling Hova power. So, what is going to go down in the Barclays Center? Do they really have a chance to make a deep playoff run?
Are we at least in agreement that they are the fourth best team in the East?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. So now I can actually just talk about this. Sure, Brooklyn has a good starting lineup. I think that Darren Williams, Joe Johnson, Pearson, Garnett, and Lopez is a good starting five, but only for a limited amount of time, obviously. And their bench, Sean Livingston, when healthy.
Wait.
When healthy. That's the key word. Is a decent backup. Decent at best. Jason Terry is a pretty good backup shooting guard. Kirilenko, a great defensive player. Reggie Evans, the biggest hack in the NBA. I just hate him. I just think he disgraces everybody. Every time he plays anybody, they're not good. They're not good.
You mentioned Luis Scola and said nothing, but you can't stand... No.
I like Luis Scola.
How can you like Luis Scola?
Why?
The Grinch isn't that bad of a guy, I mean, he does a good job at getting what he wants. He's very resilient. Stop, man.
I'm sorry, I just hate Reggie Evans. He disgraced the Heat. I'm a Bulls fan, and I can honestly say that I hate when people disgrace the Heat, and that's hard for Bulls fans to do. But just looking at the Nets, sure they're a good team, but they're not better than the Bulls. They're not better than the Pacers, and they're definitely not better than the Heat. So, Brooklyn, KG, shut up. All the Nets fans now are talking about, we killed them in the preseason.
LeBron, kill him.
Exactly. The Bulls, they played everybody. The Heat, mainly because the Bulls had to, and the Pacers had to too, because they're trying to make statements preseason. But the Heat, they set out LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. And Nets fans now think that they are the greatest team in NBA history, basically.
Hova, listen, the Nets may be the sexy new team with an unsexy new logo and a stadium that looks like a Picasso piece, which is perfect considering that Jay-Z is running that team with the Russian dude. Tell me, Mikhail Prokhorov.
Yeah, I got that first. I won.
No, I didn't. I told you not to tell me. Come on. Have some manners.
I'm sorry. It just comes to me.
Okay. Yeah, just like the fact that it just came to you that Taj Gibson is sleeping with Derrick Rose's mom. Listen.
Derrick Rose, you're getting it all wrong now.
What?
Joakim Noah.
No. Joakim Noah was the argument about whether or not he was European.
Oh, well, unfortunately, Taj Gibson is sleeping with Noah's mom.
Wait.
Oh, wait, that's my name, too. I might have to change that to Rose.
Yeah, okay, he just wrote Rose to me. Thank you, Noah.
It's been officially changed, guys. Don't worry about it.
Okay. We gotta get back on track here. Listen, I am this close to saying that the Nets are better than the Bulls because I think Chicago... Wait, but, Jason Kidd is the coach. So...
I don't even care if
Bulls.
Jason Kidd's the coach. That's a disgrace. We knocked them out of the playoffs. Without Derrick Rose and Nate Robinson. With Nate Robinson, I don't care if you added Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. We got Derrick Rose back. We added Mike Dunleavy.
No. So you're just going to say we don't care if Paul Pierce and Kevin... You know who you sound like right now? You sound like Reggie Evans. You sound like Reggie Evans.
What? No, I sound like Reggie Evans. That's a disgrace to me.
No, Kevin Garnett. I don't care about Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. You know what?
Derrick Rose is better than...
They've done a better job of winning championships than Derrick Rose has, I'll tell you that.
Combined, and Paul Pierce and Jason Terry are the same level. No, but honestly, our team is better.
Wait, Paul Pierce and Jason Terry are the same level.
I'm sorry, we lost Ron Adams, and we're still going to be considerably better. We lost one of the best assistant coaches in the NBA. We still have the best defensive coach. The best defensive coach, not the best coach. Obviously, that is Popovich. Nobody can take that away from him. We have the best defensive coach. I'm sorry. I don't care if Kidd is the coach. We still should be a better team.
You don't... Why does everybody seem to forget about Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce? Let me tell you something. I'm a Laker fan, and I hate giving credit to the Celtics. But these guys have earned it. They teamed up with Ray Allen and made a dynasty in Boston. They have earned our respect.
They earned their one title?
It felt like more, and they had... It felt like more. Oh, gosh.
I'm sorry.
Alright.
If anybody knows about what dynasties feels like, it's Chicago, so don't talk about dynasties.
Really? You think Chicago knows more about dynasties than the Laker fan you're speaking to right now?
I'm sorry.
You wanna go... You really wanna do this?
We're talking about the Celtics. How can you bring this out?
You know what? It's a lot less random than Brock Osweiler's neck. And with that, it's time to move on to the Western Conference. Yeah, I don't care if you think if you're dead and Paul Pierce. They don't. That's not a valid argument, but then again, neither is I felt like more. Who wins the Western Conference?
This is such a hard conference. Like, you look at this. I see the Clippers as a team that can
Stop right there.
No, you're a Lakers fan. Shut up. Shut up and let the person who's not biased talk, okay?
Oh, now we're talking about bias.
No, let's do this. Let's do Clippers, I think, can win. The Thunder, because, Doc Rivers is coaching them. I don't care what you say. They have Doc Rivers now. And apparently, Doc Rivers was instrumental in building a dynasty, which won one title, in your opinion. So eat your own words now. Then you have the Thunder. I think you have the Warriors and the Spurs.
Yeah, the Warriors and the Spurs, last I checked, are in the Western Conference.
Yes.
I think the Warriors and the Spurs are in.
That the Thunder and the Clippers have the best shot. I'm taking the Thunder out of these ones just for right now.
You are taking the Clippers over the Spurs. What?
Oh, yes, I'm taking them over.
Stop it.
I really don't want to do it.
Stop.
I really don't.
No.
I don't want to do it, but it's going to happen. Oklahoma City, despite not having Westbrook, because of the fact that, they're going to make it to the playoffs, possibly not a 1 seed, actually, or maybe even a 3 seed, but they'll win it, because when Westbrook comes back, they'll be the complete team. I don't think he'll get re-injured. I think he should heed Derrick Rose's advice and take his time, because when you take your time, you come back and you look better and better than the Pacers.
Until you lose to... Oh, no.
But yeah, Oklahoma City is my pick out of these players.
The Clippers, you think have a better shot than the Spurs. Okay, I'm done with Dunk City. I am done with Lob City, okay?
They're not Lob City anymore. I'm sorry. Didn't you hear that they're not Lob City anymore?
It's about time. Now they're your local Kia dealership. Listen, okay?
Now they're a good team.
You know who else is a good coach and a good team? Greg Popovich and the Spurs. Are you really going to make this mistake again?
Let's do this right now. Let's make a comparison.
Everybody makes this mistake with the Spurs every single time they fly under the radar, and it's so frustrating that the Spurs never get the credit that they deserve until they make it to the finals.
I think they're going to 7 games again.
They're clearly flying under the radar if you think that the Clippers are better than the Spurs.
Well, the Clippers are flying way over the radar, aren't they?
Then who is the radar? The Thunder, probably.
The radar?
The radar itself is the Thunder.
I consider the radar the baseline, and the baseline is the Houston Rockets right now.
No.
And by baseline, I mean baseline contender. Not baseline. Baseline is like Minnesota.
What? Dude, you lost me. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's not talk about the radar. Let's just go back to what you were saying about the Clippers. And then we'll make a comparison where I destroy you in the comparison.
Oh, compare.
Oh, okay, I'll compare now. So let's start at point guard position.
Okay, no, we don't even need to. We already know that you win point guard. Continue.
Oh, wait, no, we have the bench too. Darren Collison versus Corey Joseph. I think we win. I think the Clippers win. Now let's go to shooting guard. Sure, you've got Danny Green, and I like that. You got Manu Ginobili. I'll give you guys that position over JJ Redick.
Give it to us. We earned it. You're not giving anything.
JJ Redick and Jamal Crawford are both good shooting guards, though. Small forward, Kawhi Leonard gets it over Jared Dudley and Matt Barnes. Sure. Tim Duncan, obviously, gets the win over Blake Griffin.
Okay, 3-2. Spurs have won.
Wait, but then you get center, obviously, DeAndre Jordan wins. But when you look at the overall, now we gotta go to bench. Let's just do bench.
Wait. DeAndre Jordan...
Over Thiago Splitter.
Okay. I just want to clarify here.
Considerably. Let's go to bench overall. So let's list off Pacers bench. Collison, Crawford, Willie Green, Reggie Bullock, Matt Barnes, Ryan Hollins, Byron Mullins, and Antoine Jameson. Or Matt Bonner, Jeff Ayers, Aaron Baines, Boris Diaw, Bellinelli and Ginobili. I love them both. Patty Mills, Nando DeColo, and Corey Joseph. What a phenomenal bench. I would love that bench. No.
You know what? As a Laker fan, it is so tough to get a good bench these days, and I would love that bench. I would take Boris Diaw and Marco Bellinelli to the bank. Let me tell you something.
Better bench. We have a better bench. I'm sorry. You know who has a better bench? I'm just going to pick up a random team, and let's see if they have... Oh, actually, no, I can't go with the Grizzlies. They do have a better bench. I want to go with a worse team than that.
The Pelicans.
I actually just went with the Pelicans. That was actually the team I just clicked on.
Perfect.
Let's see. That's a pretty bad bench. Woo. But no. Ryan Roberts, Austin Rivers, Anthony Morrow, Tyreek Evans, Darius Miller, Jason Smith, Jeff Withey, Ryan Anderson, and Lance Thomas.
That's not a bad bench. What are you talking about?
It's actually a good bench. All I saw was Brian Roberts. That was the problem.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, that was the first thing I saw. I will take that bench over them, and I would take the Trailblazers also. Mo Williams, Earl Watson, McCollum, Krabby, Will Barton, Darrell Wright, Joel Freeland, Myers Leonard, Victor Claver, and Thomas Robinson. I'll also take that minus the combination of Manu Ginobili and Marco Bellinelli. But I'm sorry, I'm going with the Clippers here. I don't care how much you hate them for being a Lakers fan. You don't deserve it.
I don't hate them for being a Lakers fan. I hate them for being overrated and getting absolutely, 5 times as much credit as they do. The Clippers are being exalted as the future of the NBA, even though they lost to the Clippers and to the Grizzlies.
They lost to a Grizzlies team that's a decent team. I can't believe you're saying...
Exactly. If they lost to a team that's a decent team, that would make them less than decent, correct?
No.
Well, you just said the Grizzlies are a decent team. The Clippers lost to the Grizzlies, therefore a decent team could beat the Clippers.
One of the top 4 teams in the NBA. I'm sorry. And then you look at this team that has now added better players. J.J. Redick. They added another need of theirs in a shooting player. You get Reggie Bullock, obviously. You add a coach who built, once again...
Greg Popovich still wins. Greg Popovich still wins.
I understand he's Greg Popovich, but we're not talking about who's the better coach. We're talking about what the Clippers did to
so
make
if the
them
Clippers
deserve
lose the matchup, it doesn't count.
What?
Nice.
Final
score, Spurs 4, Clippers 3. So,
stop talking about matchup and just say
you were the one who wanted to talk about matchups. You were the one who said you were going to destroy me.
I didn't destroy you. All you did was say Popovich is a better coach. That's what you keep going back to.
No, that's not what I'm going back to at all. You want to talk about how Doc Rivers built this dynasty, which you said yourself they didn't. So now I'm going to make you eat your own words. Boom.
Well, you ate your words. You said he built a dynasty.
Exactly. So now we're on a level playing field, and my playing field has now been elevated because of Greg Popovich, and my team isn't attached to a Kia sponsorship.
Yeah, well, at least they have sponsors. I mean, honestly.
Exactly. They're flying under the radar.
The Spurs don't have... They're also just a really...
Figures the Bulls fan measures teams in terms of sponsorships.
There's so much respect.
I
always underrate them. But I just think the Clippers are better. I'm sorry. It's just how it works.
No, it's not how it works.
It's how it works.
No, it's not. Because if that's how it worked, then the Spurs would be proving everyone wrong year after year after year. What do you mean every 6 years? You be quiet, man. When's the last time the Clippers... Huh? You want to talk to me about past success for the Clippers?
Are you really going to say that? Because the Clippers have had a shorter existence span than the Spurs. They also have never had a guy named David Robinson or Tim Duncan on their team, which makes it considerably tougher.
Yes, but they also did not have a hideous logo featuring aqua blue, vermilion orange, and fuchsia pink. Do you remember that? That logo epitomized
Spurs?
the late 90s.
Spurs?
Yeah. Remember the old logo for the Spurs?
I kind of liked it, okay.
I know, it epitomized the 90s. I loved the Hawks old jerseys.
Oh yeah, those are nice. Those are
really great. I don't like the Bucks ones, though, with the giant, antelopes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, but at least there is one thing that we can agree on, and that's that Oklahoma City is winning this one. Keep in mind, Westbrook's only gone for the first 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah. I almost convinced myself the Clippers were the best team in the NBA during that conversation.
So, who wins, the Heat or the Thunder for you?
Wait, is that like a serious question, or is this just the Heat winning?
No, I just want to make this clarified because you said the Heat were going to win the Eastern Conference. I just want to see what happens.
They're going to win the NBA championship. Once again, I don't think any team has proven it to me that they're a better team. I like the Thunder.
Oh, you want to talk about proving? How come the Clippers are better than Spurs in your mind?
Because I think that they've already proven it. They've all taken
No,
steps
they
forward.
haven't. Are you kidding, man? What have they proven it? What have they proven? What have the Clippers?
To go out as an organization, they've been able to prove that they can attract a quality player like JJ Redick, a quality coach like Doc Rivers. They're able to shed a thing about them, the Lob City. They're able to shed that nickname and step forward in the right direction.
Or as an organization, you think Donald Sterling is good at attracting people? Let me tell you something about Donald Sterling.
No,
okay?
He's not good at attracting people. CP3 is good at attracting
Donald
people.
Sterling, the owner, made his fame in real estate, and he refuses to sell his homes to African American people. So you know what, Donald Sterling? We need to run Donald Sterling over with a Kia. Not to kill him, because that's not nice, and I'm not going to stoop to his level. In this crazy hypothetical.
I feel like your number one reason for why the Clippers can't win is because they have Kias.
No. It's because they're stuck with...
Bill Simmons and Jalen Rose's NBA preview have Clippers ranked 5th, Thunder ranked.
Ranked 6th. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are the Spurs?
Because you know what it says? How far...
Where are the Spurs?
Yeah. The Spurs will be above them both, which I think is, first of all, ridiculous just because the Thunder shouldn't be below, but it says, how far can Durant carry the Thunder? So immediately they're saying that Russell Westbrook will have no impact. Then I guess for the Clippers are good times ahead for Chris Paul and the Clippers. And that's basically it. Where did they put the Bulls? Have they put the Bulls in there yet? I hope they put the Bulls above the Pacers, because I'll love it if they do. Let's see.
Trash.
Yeah, they still have... Here, the top 10 so far: Knicks, then Warriors, then Rockets,
Knicks.
then Nets, then Thunder,
The Knicks. What?
They're 10th. They put them above the Grizzlies and the Pistons. The Pistons? What are the Pistons doing so high up in the clip?
Josh Smith, maybe?
I'm sorry, but if you're so... Okay, so now we're both going to eat our words once again, both of us. If you're so big on proving yourself, what have the Pistons done with this new group to prove anything?
Forget proving yourself. The Pistons haven't proven anything. I'm just saying that they deserve, at least some recognition.
Kyrie Irving? I think Kyrie Irving is better than Josh Smith.
Absolutely. The Cleveland Cavaliers are going to make a run. And you know what? If the Cleveland Cavaliers play the Miami Heat, Dan Gibson's head will explode.
Here's the thing. There are 4 teams remaining. It's the Pacers, the Bulls, the Spurs, the Heat. It will be as follows. Pacers 4, Bulls 3, Spurs 2, Heat 1. I'll put money on that.
You're... No. Oh my gosh, man. No. We've been over this.
It should be this. Heat 1, Thunder 2, Bulls 3, Pacers 4, Clippers 5. Spurs 6.
No. No. Because listen, I don't trust a team whose only banners in their stadium is giant selfies. That's what they are. The Lakers have championship banners. The Clippers have selfies.
Hey, selfies are big right now.
You know what? I would say they're huge. They're huge enough to cover the Lakers championship banners.
Yeah, they're big.
I'd say no filter, but I think there was some retouching there.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about sleeper teams. First, wait, before we do, I have to make one last remark. The Golden State Warriors are very frustrating to me because I love them. I think they're a great team. I love the way they play basketball. I love the exciting teams that just go all out with threes. Like Iowa State in college basketball, love watching them play because it's just 3 after 3 after 3. They kill you with the long ball. It's just that the Warriors' defense is just still the Warriors' defense, and we really can't avoid that. If the Warriors had a better defense, this would be a title contending team.
Yeah, no, I agree. But how can you like the Warriors style of play and then say the Clippers' old style of play? You're just biased because you like the Lakers.
No.
I like
The Clippers. Wait, I
I
never said I don't like the Clipper style of play.
That's what you see. Thank God they shed the thing of Lob City. Hey guys, just really quickly, we haven't mentioned Brock Osweiler's neck. Wait, now we just did.
No, we actually already have mentioned Brock Osweiler's neck.
We did?
Yeah. The only thing bigger than selfies right now is Brock Osweiler's neck. Let me tell you something. We are all over pop culture at Rookies Roundup because we know what the people want. What the people want is Brock Osweiler's neck. No, let's see if you remember what I told you from last time. Where did Brock Osweiler go to college? And if you Google it, I swear.
Arizona State?
Did you Google it?
No, I actually guessed that.
You guessed that?
I know I didn't guess, but I actually knew that.
You did.
And I can try to spell his name. Osweiler.
Good. Now spell Kaepernick.
Oh, that's an easier one. K-A-E, Cap, E-R, Nick, N-I-K. Or N-I-C-K.
You were so close. You were so close. N-I-C-K.
I don't know.
Level 3, the final challenge of the impromptu Rookies Roundup spelling bee. Nnamdi Asomugha.
Nnamdi. Oh god, I think I can do his last name a little easier. Awesome. It's like Asomugha almost. It's awesome. A-S-O? Do I have it right so far?
Oh, I'm looking it up because I have absolutely no clue.
A-S-O-M. Awesome. Ooh. Oh, awesome.
Are you looking it up?
A-S-O-M-U.
Are you looking it up?
No, I'm not looking it up. A-S-O. Awesome. U-M. Awesome. Awesome.
Can I just stop you right there, man? You're struggling. This is like...
Oh, A-S-O.
It's like watching It's like...
A-U-G-H-A.
It's like watching Kendrick Perkins try and lead a fast break.
I got it. No, I got it.
N-N-A-M-D-I is Nnamdi and Asomugha is A-S-O-M-U-G-H-A. So, you tried.
No, I just said it.
What?
I just said it. You know I just said it. Everybody out there knows I just said it.
What?
I did.
If you're really listening, comment right now to see if Noah really did say it.
Because you were too enthralled in your own talk about the Spurs and the Pacers.
I've just... You know what? No. You can't play that game. We finished that 10 minutes ago. When you just...
And put on his Facebook page if you think he should give up rights as head of the show because of his bias towards the Clippers.
Jimmy Butler is bad at times, and I'm the biased one.
What? He's a good player. I'm sorry. So he's bad at times. So
just because he's friends with Marky Mark does not make him more talented than anyone that does not have celebrity connection.
Oh, so Jimmy Butler, you don't think he's good? You don't think Jimmy Butler? I'm sorry. Now you're just disgracing yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody. Jake has now lost credibility as anything related to NBA. He should not be trusted in anything else. If you see him at an NBA game, ask him to leave politely, and if he does not listen, force him.
Really, Noah's probably going to show up at Staples Center with like those red velvet jackets.
I show up at United Center with Bulls pride every game that I can go to.
And then you cry because you realize Derrick Rose is all you've got.
Ooh,
Kidding. I kid. Although I like the of Chicago sports venues, I'm a bigger fan of the Madhouse on Madison.
You're a Lakers fan once again. You can't talk.
Yeah.
Your team is, for lack of a better word, poop.
No, you have a better word. You're just trying to keep it PG-ish, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, poop.
The Chicago Bull, but
You guys are an injured man with an Achilles. You're an injured Achilles injury. That's what you guys are. You're just one giant Achilles injury after another. Injuries. At least.
Wait, are we talking about the Bears or the
consistently
Bulls?
Our decent team without our superstar, we're actually a good team. You know what you guys do without your superstar? You guys are gonna be sitting at home on a couch.
We don't. No, we sit on Turkish Airlines first class.
You know what you guys are gonna be doing? Just because Kobe Bryant's gonna come back, you guys won't make the playoffs, and you won't get a good pick either. You'll be right in the middle. You'll be the worst pick that nobody wants. You will have the 14th pick in the draft. Nobody wants that pick.
14th pick in the draft would mean that you made the playoffs.
No.
Yeah, that's the last spot. 30 minus 14 is 16. Oh, nope, never mind. Because you count the 30 and the 15. Man, first the Celtics are a dynasty. Now I don't know.
I mean, if you play NBA 2K and you watch the lottery, you know that there are 14 lottery picks.
Oh no, I played Madden Ultimate Team. The Los Angeles Aftershocks rule the league with Andy Dalton and David Wilson. Okay, we gotta get back on track quickly. The NBA, basketball, I think this is gonna go well. I was worried as football would have to share with other sports, but I think basketball is gonna be just fine, to be honest. Who's your sleeper team this year? And if you say the Pelicans, I swear.
I'm gonna go with the Pelicans. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like you're gonna say this your sleeper team is the Pelicans just because you don't want me to say it.
No, that's too obvious.
Okay, my sleeper team. Can I say the Cavaliers are my sleeper team, even though everybody knows they're gonna be a decent team? They're not really a sleeper team.
You can say that they're your sleeper team because that's what I'm gonna say.
Then I'm gonna go with a different team, and I'm gonna go with the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think they're really good. I think Kevin Love is good. I think Rubio is good. What's that reaction? Did I steal your thunder? Because you just said that's what you're going to say, so I feel like I stole your thunder, and now you've disappeared off the webcam. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Lakers seems to his hand and his face have now reappeared.
No. The Timberwolves.
They have a good team.
What?
I think Kevin Love is a good player. Obviously, he's a great player. He's a phenomenal player. Ricky Rubio, when healthy, is a very good point guard. Pekovic, just so good. Kevin Martin's good. Corey Brewer's a solid small forward, solid at best. Chase Budinger, you got the greatest name in the NBA, Shabazz Muhammad.
Y no te olvides el conquistador de todo el mundo, José Juan Barea. Come on, man. Listen.
Whatever. Timberwolves will make the playoffs as 7th seed.
I like Kevin Love. I'm a UCLA fan. Kevin Love deserves the respect. I don't look at the Timberwolves and really consider them as... maybe they'll possibly somehow slip in as an 8th seed if they're lucky.
You want to look at the bottom of the West besides those top 6? You have... Okay, so let's just get out of the way of the top teams. You have Houston. You have LA Clippers, of course, not the Lakers. The Lakers are not top 6 seed. You got the Thunder. You got the Grizzlies, the Warriors, and the Spurs. Look at the rest of it. Denver, Utah.
No, not Denver. Utah, yes, for sure.
No. The Timberwolves are better. The Lakers, definitely not. Dallas, possibly. Phoenix, no. Sacramento, no. Portland, possibly. New Orleans, But no. The Timberwolves are making it a 7 seed. And the Mavericks are making it a 7 seed.
A 7 seed? A 7 seed?
And the Mavericks
over Portland and Utah?
I'm sorry. My real one would be the Cavaliers. I think they're going in as a 6 seed. But,
I agree. Listen, we are both, if we could pick a sleeper team, would be the Cavaliers. But let me tell you something right now. I don't know what I'll do with the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Lakers have a better chance of making the playoffs than the Timberwolves.
Oh my God! What did you just? Did you just say that the large injured Achilles has a better shot? The Achilles injury will hollow onto the court and conquer the NBA one team at a time.
It's not conquering if you're beating the Timberwolves. Don't flatter Minnesota.
You're a terrible team. You guys are going to get slaughtered by the Clippers on opening day on Tuesday. I mean, slaughtered. And you know where they're playing? They're playing in LA. Yeah, they're playing at the Lakers. And all these Lakers fans will show up, whatever they want to do. But they'll just get killed. Also, by the way, have you noticed that ESPN hasn't updated their depth charts and still has Dwight Howard on the Lakers? Yeah. But back to the point. Your team is Steve Nash.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, he said they get
No, you live awfully close to the northern border. Slowly, the Canadians will trickle down and show up at your doorstep.
You're starting shooting guard. Jody Meeks.
Nick Young. What about Nick Young, the hometown hero?
I'm sorry, your team just sucks.
I know, but so do the Timberwolves, so it's okay.
No, I'm sorry, your team just sucks. Like, there is no getting around that. Your team is absolutely
Do you want Steve Nash, or do you want, and I'd like to say this again, El Conquistador de todo el mundo, José Juan Barea?
It's Ricky Rubio now. It's Ricky Rubio. And Rubio is getting very close to Steve Nash level right now. They're about the same level right now. Right now.
And Steve Nash's level when he was in his prime?
No, right now.
Okay, good. I will accept.
Steve Nash is in prime. It's very hard to get up that level.
Can we agree that Portland's making the playoffs? Can we agree that Portland is making the playoffs?
No, we can't agree with that.
What? Why the hell not?
They always disappoint me. If you're doing what teams always do like the Spurs, they always seem to do better than I thought.
Batum!
The Timberwolves always do worse than I thought.
Batum! Aldridge! And Lillard! They're set! Okay, listen, Wesley Matthews is a weak spot, and I'm willing to admit that he is bad at more than just at times. But
so why did that so if there's only 3 players on a team that determines it, why can't the Bulls win it if they have Noah who's an all-star, Rose who's an all-star, Dang who's an all-star, and Boozer apparently is
Dang! Luol,
Dang is an all-star.
Well, you know what?
He's an all-star. I look at this Portland team, and I see a team with a stupid logo.
Okay, fine.
With a team just waiting to disappoint every fan because they always sell out, and their fans are, yes, we will do it. We will finally climb that mountain and make the playoffs. And then when they play Phoenix in their opening game and they lose, their fans will realize, wait, our bench is Mo Williams, Jarrell Wright, Thomas Robinson. Our starting centers, oh wait, no, it's Robin Lopez.
Okay. Coming soon to Rookies Roundup. Rookies Roundup sponsored pitchforks for angry mobs headed from Canada and Portland to Noah's place in Chicago. I don't know where he lives in Chicago.
We must rally. We must not let these tyrants take over the news. They are ruining this country. Attack. Destroy Jay Cat and the Lakers, and then we will understand. Let the Clippers roam freely in LA.
Let the Clippers roam free? The furthest they're going to roam is the Figueroa Hotel.
No, they're going to roam pretty far. They're going to roam up to a Western Conference Finals.
They're going to roam up until they get knocked down by Quincy Pondexter's dominant defensive presence.
Guys, the championship, I don't know why we're arguing. The championship game is Phoenix Suns versus Toronto Raptors.
No, the Raptors deserve more respect.
I do agree, though. Valanciunas is going to win.
You could pick the Sixers. You could throw in the Sixers.
Guys, the Sixers, they're just going to play Nerlens Noel after saying that they won't. They'll play them.
I think the Sixers are they're serious about tanking. I don't like that they got rid of Royce White. Well, this was certainly a very lively NBA segment. So one last thing. Who is going to be the worst team in the NBA? No, sorry, not that. I meant surprisingly disappointing team.
Oh, didn't I already say that?
Oh.
The Timberwolves, apparently.
Disappointing.
The Trailers, I'm getting my T's confused. They will think that they're a playoff team, as they always do. And then they're going to get there, and oh wait, they're not going to be. Then we can go to the Pacers also, who think now the second best team in the NBA, in the Eastern Conference, and they're going to realize, oh wait, the Bulls are going to beat us. And they have Derrick Rose, who's being guarded by George Hill or Paul George. Take your pick. He's Derrick Rose.
We have a new big 3 of Rookies Roundups for people that need to show up at Noah's doorstep. Canada, Portland, and Indianapolis. Well, all of Indiana, but, Indianapolis is where they play. Here's the team that's going to disappoint for me, the Denver Nuggets. I've said this before, and I will say it again. They're going to crash and burn this year, and I will enjoy watching them suffer, as will George Karl, who will laugh somewhere in the distance, saying, I told you so.
It isn't George Paul.
No, George Karl. George Karl.
You said George Paul.
I said George Karl.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I said George Karl, and if I didn't...
The Nuggets suck. The Nuggets...
Yeah, the Nuggets are going to be trash. I'm sorry. And it's going to be fun watching them try. You know, this team is going to die slowly, and I'm going to assume it's by suffocation in the Pepsi Center. So there you go.
No, it's going to be by electrocution. Thunder.
No, I think it's going to be a mysterious kidnapping in the Denver International Airport, which, and I'm not saying I believe in the Illuminati, but if I did, their headquarters are most certainly in the Denver International Airport.
What is a clipper?
Sketchiest airport ever.
What's a clipper? Is it like a nail clipper? Are they talking about nail clippers? Also, what's a Laker? Are they just people who stay by a lake?
No, they were from Minneapolis. No. You know what a Laker has? A Fisher. Derek, come back. We need you. You don't understand.
The clippers will clip your nails.
We are 0.4 times as good without Fisher as we were with Fisher. I hope you... I'm really begging you. If you listen to the show, I hope you understood that 0.4 reference. And if you did, shame on you.
Okay.
Speaking of shame, I guess that means we have to talk about the Jaguars in the NFL. Unless you want to switch to college football, your call. NCAA or NFL.
I really don't care as long as it doesn't have to do with your disgracing the NBA.
Disgracing the NBA. That's David Stern's job, okay?
Everything you are worse than David Stern. Everything you say is a disgrace.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. That hurts like a nuclear winter. So, then I guess we're going college football. Interesting day. But no huge upsets. I mean, Texas Tech lost to Oklahoma, but, I mean, you could have seen that coming.
I think South Carolina over Mizzou is a bigger upset.
Oh, thank you. And I called that, by the way. If you listen to Carl Moquant's College Football on Air, I did call that because Matty Mock is the long-lost twin brother of Johnny Manziel, and he's in some ways worse. This guy has not stepped onto the football field until 2 weeks ago. And till 2 weeks ago, this guy got arrested for fleeing a crime scene from the police on a scooter. True story. He has a mugshot. He's, yeah, the whole bit. But South Carolina were able to prove themselves. I am disappointed in Jadeveon Clowney. But then again, he was kind of set up for disappointment with such lofty expectations. UCLA tried. Moving on. First three quarters, yeah. And clearly, well, it was frustrating. The play calling was frustrating. Because it's not that they weren't able to develop a pass game, it's that they never tried to. It was just either screen pass or read option handoffs. I mean, our offensive line did good for their inexperience. I did not expect to win that game. I was happy that we kept it close. I was hoping we would beat the spread, but it was not to be. So, tough losses back-to-back against Stanford and Oregon. Hopefully they'll be able to bounce back. Should be smooth sailing rest of the way. I mean, Washington could be trouble, I guess. Arizona State, maybe Kadeem Terry in Arizona. But, you know, I'm not too worried. Hopefully, that's for good reason. What else do we got? Alabama wins, no surprise.
Well, we got Ohio State. Absolutely destroying Penn State. We put in our third-string quarterback, which I've never seen us do. We killed them. It was funny to watch. I didn't feel bad at all for Penn State. I laughed. I wanted to burst out laughing. Say, ha, you guys suck so much. We put in our third-string quarterback, and we are still dismantling you.
Any other remarks?
Teddy Bridgewater is still going to go number 1 overall. He's still going to go number 1 overall.
Okay. Yeah. I meant about the Ohio State. Yes.
I think everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Thomas Boyd is going to drop really, really far.
no.
Manziel's over him.
I don't
I
care.
would say Manziel's over him. Go to Walter Football right now. Manziel goes to the Browns.
Wait.
And Taj Boyd goes to the Eagles 13.
You want Manziel
I don't want him.
over Boyd?
I didn't say I wanted him. I said he will day of the week, or actually any day of the week, unless I'm trying to win a championship, which in that case I don't want either of them. But you look at the rest of it. You go down if there's any more QBs, of course. No,
Johnny Manziel has been described by multiple NFL GMs as undraftable.
Huh?
Manziel's been described by many NFL GMs as, quote, undraftable. You really?
I'm sorry.
No way this guy goes 11th. No way. And if he does, I hope whoever gets him gets staph infection.
I don't see why he's undraftable.
You don't see why he's undraftable.
No, I don't see why he's undraftable.
Because isn't it obvious?
I hate Johnny Manziel, but I don't think he's undraftable.
You really want Johnny Manziel as the leader of your football team. You think he's a charismatic guy that guys will rally around.
Right? They have him going to the Browns. They're willing to do anything.
Really? Because if they were, they'd have Vince Young or Tim Tebow there. You want to talk about teams that are willing to do anything? The Rams tried to bring back that Brett Favre.
Okay, so who do the Rams end up picking here? They pick Rashid Hageman.
Okay, I don't know what website you're looking at right now, but I am not happy with the results I'm hearing.
I'm going on the 2015 NFL mock draft. I want to see who they have going here. Let's see. 2015 NBA mock draft. First pick, Mariota, supposing he doesn't go this year. Then we have Brett Hundley going second to the Cardinals. Jaguars would have La'el Collins. Browns would take Amari Cooper. Leonard Williams to the Steelers. DJ Humphries to the Buccaneers. Ronald Darby to the Rams. Devontae Fields to the Chargers. Cedric Ogwe, I don't know how to say his name, to the Raiders. Jalen Collins to the Bills. Other popular players, Gurley to the Jets. Let's see. Who else would be here? Melvin Gordon to the Dolphins. You've got Jalen Mills going to the Giants. Keep going down there. Why do they always... I don't know why Walter Football does. They split their first round into two different sections for some reason.
I don't know, man. Listen.
TJ Yeldon.
Johnny Manziel is not a leader. You need a leader. Unless your name is Trent Dilfer, you need a solid football quarterback to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Colts getting Xavier Su'a-Filo.
Oh, Su'a-Filo, I like him. But yeah.
When I say UCLA player,
oh. It's like my reaction to Carissa Thompson replacing Michelle Beadle. Oh, she tried.
Yeah.
What'd I call her at first? Skinnier Beetle?
I don't know. Yes, you did. Yeah.
I miss Michelle Beadle. That show used to be so good. Although I gotta say, Max Kellerman and Marcel Spiley are doing a good job of holding up the fort there. But anyway, back on track.
Wait, I want to ask you a question about college football. This is my question, because I'm head of the show. Jameis Winston versus Marcus Mariota. Who's your Heisman pick right now? It's a very hard question.
I was going to ask you this, actually. I am going to take Marcus Mariota because he has not thrown a pick this year, and that's just too much to overlook. Although, let me tell you something. If Jordan Lynch was played for a Big Six, for a Power 6 conference, we are a whole different story. Remember Jordan Lynch's name, because let me tell you something. This guy could be big in the NFL. I would rather have Jordan Lynch than Johnny Manziel. I would honestly think that.
If he was a Power 6, it's a completely different thing. Though, like, he could be doing considerably worse. He could be going up against considerably better defenses.
No, I think that this guy's raw talent wouldn't be affected as much as you think.
Well, let me look here. You know, Sean Mannion today against Stanford put up a lot of yards, but once again, he can't cap off drives. By the way, I don't even know how Kevin Hogan was projected to go first in that draft after throwing for 88 yards on 8 of 18. I don't care if they have Gaffney or not. He's not a first-round quarterback. But Sean Mannion's good. Look at their team. But back to the Mariota question. I think that Mariota gets it, of course, because of the interception, but I love Jameis Winston. I don't care how his name is pronounced. Honestly, he's still Winston. That's all I got to know. But he's a phenomenal player. I think both of them are deserving Heismans, but unfortunately only one of them will win it this year. And until Mariota opts, it's his to lose. And depending on how he does against Stanford, it will determine that. If he has a great game he has the Heisman basically locked up. If he has a mediocre game, Jameis Winston will pop over him, and he'll end up winning Heisman. Yeah.
One bad game, that little leeway?
Florida State plays. They get Florida, and
Okay.
they also get Miami, so that just makes it easier for Jameis Winston, if he can win those games, to just keep climbing up those ranks.
Okay, that's fine. Fine. I can absolutely accept that. I don't want to, but I will. So, I mean, I can't accuse you of being biased if you pick Ohio State to win the national championship, because
No.
I'm picking them too.
Picking them to win the national championship?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. We're honored.
Who are you picking? And over who?
To win the national championship?
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, I was not prepared for this question. I'm trying not to jinx us here. Oh, this is the problem, though. If I don't want to jinx us... See, if I don't jinx, then I sound slightly biased. If I do jinx us...
Dude, the bias ship has sailed when you said that Jimmy Butler was only bad at times, okay? So you don't have to worry about bias anymore.
So you think he's bad at all times?
At most times, not just sometimes.
Oh,
It's like...
Jimmy Butler?
It's night. It's night at times. Okay?
Sorry, I can't even talk to you. I can't even talk to you. I can't. Everybody out there, so let's go into a discussion about who's going to win the national championship, guys. So, when I look at the Alabama Crimson Tide, and don't ignore anything I've ever heard from Jake, I think that Alabama's a good team, and I think you look at the rest of their schedule, and I don't think they're going to lose to any other team, so I think they're going to the national championship game. I don't think they're going to lose to LSU. I don't think they're going to lose to Auburn. Now we go to number 2. I think Florida State will lose next week versus Miami in a shocking upset. I liked Miami's defense. I think their offense struggles at time, but I think Stephen Morris, Duke Johnson have enough to get them through this game. If not that game, I say the Florida game. It's a great game. It's always very difficult. I think they'll lose. I think Oregon's going to lose versus Stanford. So I think both those teams lose. I think Alabama wins the national championship, unfortunately, over Ohio State. I'd love to pick Ohio State because Ohio State is going undefeated for the rest of the year.
Wait.
I'd love to pick them, but I can't because they're Alabama and they're definitely better.
So who does Florida State lose to then? Because you can't tell me that Florida State and Ohio State are both going to go undefeated and Ohio State's going to get that spot over Florida State.
No, I just said Florida State will either lose to Miami next week or they'll lose to Florida.
No. Okay. I don't see Florida State losing. And I think that the undefeated teams could lose in the most important games, and those could be the rivalry games. I would take Sean Mannion over Oregon, and I would take Auburn over Alabama. I think that could...
You're talking about rivalry games. I think Florida is going and beating Florida State.
No, not at that point. It's a stretch.
I think Miami's going to beat... I think Miami's going to win. Now, I'm going to do it, obviously, on my college football prediction show, but I think they're going to win. I think their defense, they know how to win. But no matter how tough it is, they know how to win the games. Then, they're down almost the majority of the game. They know how to scratch it out. Their defense isn't bad. They've allowed they allow 17.2 points per game, which is 11th in defense. They're also 13th in offense. So they are good. They beat Florida, which was a big upset. I think they have the potential to give Florida State a scare and possibly win. And of course, remember, just because of these games doesn't mean that they're going to make it. Because Florida State, no matter if they end up winning the conference, their side of the conference, they will play Miami again in the championship. So even if they win, they could find Miami in the championship, and they could lose there, especially coming off a tough game against Florida. I think Florida State's losing. I think Oregon is losing. I think Alabama is not losing. And I don't think Ohio State is losing because basically the Big Ten, and this hurts them a lot if they're end up being 3 undefeated teams. It's just a terrible team.
Yeah, let me tell you something. If Alabama makes it to the national championship game, I'm not going to pick against them, and I don't think anyone should.
I won't pick against them either.
But I don't think they'll make it that far. I do think that they will lose. I'm
good. When I see them, I see a team that it's they're the Goliath. And I don't think there's real David out there that's willing to stand up to them and say, we're going to beat you. We're going to stand up to you with your phenomenal quarterback You're phenomenal running back. You're always terrific offensive line. You're not great defense this year, but still a great team. I don't think I see a team. I think the Missouri in the championship will get slaughtered by them. Slaughtered. I think that Auburn, I love Auburn. I think they're really good. I think they're going to put up a fight. And I really want Auburn. You know what? Now that I'm actually, maybe, Jake, I will say this, you have convinced me, just without even saying why, that Auburn is going to beat Alabama. You've convinced me without saying anything.
I've had many theories on this show that have been hit or miss. But I can tell you this, the one that's been the most accurate so far is motivation. When a team comes in with motivation, you need every bit of advantage you can get when you're playing a team like Alabama. So if it takes drawing the power of dead trees, then so be it.
No, I really want to say Florida State, Ohio State, because I want to have a game where I can just laugh at Blake if Ohio State wins. That'd be great. Be able to say, "Ha, we're playing against you guys, and we're going to beat you." But still, I really like Miami. I don't know. I know Ohio State's going undefeated.
Yeah.
I know Oregon deserves their shot at a national championship after being taken out of it last year when they really should have been in it. They were the best. They were considerably the second best team. They destroyed. You see that game against Kansas State? That was a funny game to watch. It was a slaughter fest.
Wait.
I think they deserve a shot.
Hold on. You would have taken Oregon over who?
Notre Dame.
No. They went undefeated. They did not lose. They did not lose a game. And they had a good schedule.
Their schedule was shitty.
Oh, shh.
Terrible. It was bad. It was poopy.
Okay. I'm making a mark to bleep this out at around 76.5. Now I have to put an explicit mark. An explicit mark on this. Now, I do have somebody I promised would also make an appearance on the show. And so, in an attempt to make this more family-friendly, we will bring in family, because I promised this person for weeks now he could be on the show, only to not come through with that. And so, because guilt has taken over, my brother Elijah, you're going to get 60 seconds to say who is going to win the national championship game and why. Now, go.
Right now?
Yes, right now. Go.
Okay, let's see here. Oregon's going to win the national championship because their offense is too good. Marcus Mariota is too much of a boss. And they're going to beat Bama, and they're just amazing. And yeah.
Okay, it's too late at night right now to tell you all the reasons why you're wrong, but thank you for being on the show. We will tell you next week why he's wrong. Join us next week in episode 16. Elijah will be back because he only got 30 seconds, and you know what? Listen, don't criticize his vernacular. You're not in any position to criticize a word choice at this point, Noah. So, you know what? I prefer boss over poopy. I'm ashamed.
Would you like me to say it in Spanish? Would you like me to say, Spanish swear words instead of English ones?
No, Spanish is reserved for el conquistador de todo el mundo, José Juan Barea.
Pues no debería ser solamente para Barea, debería ser por los otros también.
I thought Taborda was Italian, but I guess it's Hispanic.
It's Colombian.
Colombia. Okay.
Colombia,
that's how you say it. Columbia is the capital of South Carolina and unofficial redneck headquarters. Colombia is a country in La Sudamerica. Huh.
And Columbia College is what everybody thinks is the really good Columbia, but it's actually just a terrible school.
Are we taking shots at Ivy League schools?
Columbia College is different than Columbia.
Oh, what's Columbia College?
It's like some community college.
Oh, what's community college? Then
Let's see, Columbia College.
No, what if there are people from Columbia College listening right now? What if there are people from Columbia College listening right now?
You guys are a really small college, and I plan on not going to a small college.
But
that's what I have to say to them.
But
you guys, You guys can listen and enjoy our show.
Our?
without
No,
sport-
my
Without
show.
you can listen to my show on Saturdays on this show. On Sundays on Blake and Noah. And it's okay that you guys don't have sports teams, I think. But even if you do, keep listening. Woo! Go on my shows.
Wow. That was a worse rescue attempt than Greg Schiano's attempt at saving the Buccaneers, which makes a good segue to the NFL. Okay, I'm done with Greg Schiano jokes because everyone knows how opposed I am to him, although shout out to the Buccaneers fans who had these very creative hazmat costumes, but said fire Schiano on them, and also to FM radio, I believe it was 102.9 The Bone, who put up 19 billboards around Tampa Bay that said fire Schiano, so yeah, go First Amendment. What is the deal here? Do you think that there's a possibility that Tampa Bay could finish worse than Jacksonville?
Yeah, I think there's a possibility. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Do I think they're worse than Jacksonville? Yes. I think Jacksonville is better. Not because they have more talent, just because Greg Schiano is an idiot. There's something not processing in there. You know, it's like somebody's clearly saying, okay, Schiano, 1 + 1 is 2, and yet somehow he still ends up with the answer 3, even when the math teacher is clearly telling him. You know, it's like those tests that are really easy, but that everybody does well on, except for that one kid who just refuses to listen to what is obvious. And that's Schiano. And he's just a terrible coach. He does not deserve to be a coach. Go back to Rutgers.
That could also work as an analogy for Tavon Austin and the Wonderlic test, but...
Actually, don't go back to Rutgers. Rutgers, they don't deserve to have as bad of a coach as you do.
No. They had the abusive basketball coach that SNL did a parody on. Talking about Rice.
I'm talking about their football team. Do they deserve to have a... No, nobody deserves to have Schiano as a coach. Not even people who do... Not even Penn State saw all their big scandal.
What about Columbia Community College?
Columbia College doesn't even deserve him. He would ruin even if they don't have sports teams, he would ruin everything about them just by being associated with them.
Ouch. Okay. Thank you for that. Columbia Community College, we like you here, and that's why we keep Greg Schiano away from you. Sorry, Gregory. You gotta get things together. Did I just call him Gregory? What? Yeah. Okay. So we look at the matchups this week, and I'm going to be very blunt with you guys, and this is why we waited this late in the show to talk about it. These are bad matchups. There is no way around it. We're not looking at anything special here. The Packers play the Vikings on Sunday Night Football. Dallas-Detroit could be our interesting game, and the Giants and the Eagles. Jacksonville and San Francisco play each other in London, and there is a storm projected to have over 80 miles an hour of wind coming right toward London on Sunday night, and it'll be starting 5 o'clock local time, so that could be an issue. What's the game that you think people really need to watch this week? If you can only watch one game, what's the game people should watch?
Well, before I say anything, number 17 Fresno State is in overtime against San Diego State, so Fresno State's undefeated season being threatened, and now there is a commercial playing. It's not your fault commercials. Let me get back to that.
Wait, it's not your fault is Coca-Cola.
Coke is 0. Let's see. Fresno State has the ball on San Diego State 14. So yeah, Derek Carr and them are into the red zone, but that's not really hard considering it's overtime. But okay, so let's look at the teams right now. The matchups that I look at. You know, the Panthers-Buccaneers was possibly one of the worst Thursday Night Football games. Chiefs-Browns I just look at because I want to see the Chiefs, see if they can keep going undefeated.
They will.
Which I think they will.
They will.
Nobody cares about the Jaguars-49ers because, except for the fact that it's in London. Jets-Bengals I actually want to see. I want to see my game of the week. That's the game I'm most interested to see. And I'm also interested to see Packers-Vikings just because I want to see what Greg Jennings does, which will be nothing because Greg Jennings sucks.
We can hear the commercial.
Yeah, I know. No, this is just... You don't hear commercials. You don't hear a commercial that loud. That's Mike Tirico. You only hear Mike Tirico that loud. He's got a very deep voice.
Mike Tirico? No, I like Mike Tirico. I also like John Gruden. John Gruden's actually thinking about returning to coaching. What do you think? Do you think Gruden would be a good coach?
No.
Ouch.
I think he'll be a decent coach.
Man, do you realize that he led the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to a Super Bowl win? If he can do that, then he is the football messiah.
I don't think he's going to do it again. I don't think he should return. I like him. Also, I don't want to see him leave. I like him.
I know, that's true. That is true. Right.
Once again, though, San Diego State is still at the exact same point. Why is this game not refreshing?
Because nobody cares about Fresno State, San Diego State. What do they sell at Fresno State games? Like raisins? Wow, it's first and goal at the 1 for Fresno State.
Hey, guy, a 15-yard penalty on Fresno State, and then of course Derek Carr is a dog.
No, wait, a dog? I thought he was a boss.
Derek Carr is just really cool. I like Derek Carr. I don't know anything about him, except for the fact that he's a good quarterback. I just like him a lot, and I think he'll be actually decent in the NFL.
It's funny that you call him a dog, because actually their running back, Quezada is the last name of my dog's vet. My dog's name is Packer, and Packer's the team that's going to win on Sunday night.
Fresno State is a bulldog.
What?
Fresno State is a bulldog.
Ah.
There's dogs everywhere. Touchdown. Touchdown for Fresno State. Everybody can rejoice. It's okay. Oh my god, no, they're playing Qualcomm Stadium. No, I'm turning this.
No, San Diego State plays in Qualcomm.
Yeah.
Were you not aware of this?
No, now I'm never going to look at this page again. My eyes are blinded.
Jason Caroline would be proud. What else do we have to speak about? I think that's it. Would you have anything else to add?
No, the only thing I would ever talk about, honestly, I can't talk to you about basketball because all you do is disgrace basketball as a sport. We can only talk about football because that's the only thing that you know anything about, really. Just kidding, I'm not going to say that. You know a lot about other things. You're just disgracing my picks, and I just like that. You obviously know a lot about football, and we agree on those things. So that's good. We agree on Shiana's idiocy. So, I can always talk about that. MLB, we had the longest segment you've ever done on here, but it really wasn't that prominent. I really feel like doing that on my Blake and Noah show because I really don't want to do a long baseball section. It's kind of, baseball is getting boring to me now. Not that it really ever was that great and exciting this year.
All right. Well, you know what? Thank you for being here, and I'm going to actually, because you have been such a great sport for staying up these late nights, you get to stay for the very end. For the first time ever, it's been a episode of first, no script this time, NBA preview, baseball. Oh, man, I thought you were about to just leave. I was like, wow, ouch.
Yeah, I don't want your acceptance. I want to leave now.
You get to stay for a Rookies Roundup edition, of course, the MVP award, the Facepalm Award, and the Sympathy Award. But first, to get more attention on our Facebook page, we're going to be starting a thing called the MVP Watch. Kind of like how on Sports Summit they do top 10 nominees. Whenever we see something that we think could be worthy of an MVP award, we will make note of it. So, runners-up for this week, I came very close. The Human Paintbrush, Tequan Underwood of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for his hair. I mean, just having hair that I'm telling you looks just like a paintbrush. This is Amon Shumpert 2.0. It's a very nice flat top that he's working there. But wait, not Amon Shumpert. What am I saying? Ignore that. I meant Nerlens Noel. You know what? I mean, he is Shumpert kind of as a flat top. Whatever. But the MVP has to go something that is very near and dear to my heart, and I think will be so for you as well, Noah. So a 6th grader who lives with a family of Vikings fans is trying to set a record for most consecutive days wearing the same jersey. That is an Aaron Rodgers jersey. That's right, this aired on a news station in Wisconsin. He has worn it, I believe, 1,039 consecutive days. It was an Aaron Rodgers jersey, but now everything is so faded that you can't even really like. The letters have peeled off, the numbers peeled off. It really just looks like a green mesh shirt. But they wash it.
The Packers pride. I just think, come on, that's a little.
No,
gross.
no, they wash it every day. Don't you worry. They hand wash it, and
Good job, kid. I like you. I like you a lot.
No,
he's doing it forever. Never stop. Ever.
Yeah, and he's trying to beat the record of, and this is just too perfect. If this isn't poetic justice, I don't know what is. The previous record has been held by a kid in Connecticut, Brett Favre jersey.
Oh.
I believe that was over 1,300 days. So yeah, so hopefully that 6th grader keeps it up. Our facepalm would have to go to Terrell Owens, because he's trying to become a professional bowler. And this is, I'd like to repeat this.
Johnson trying to play soccer.
Terrell Owens is trying to become a professional bowler. I'd say he'd strike out, but that's a good thing in bowling. So, there you go. Terrell Owens, don't even try and bowl. I'm sorry, this is a bad idea. And our sympathy would probably go to, it's close here. Because part of me wants to go with, okay, that's a great eye you've got there, Noah, who has been assaulting the webcam with a close-up view of his iris. So that's fantastic. Oh, I thought that was their eye too. That's just dramatic. Stop it, man. Don't make me regret this honor I've given you. I think Steve Young's USFL deal is going to lose out on this one. The USFL tried to compete with the NFL in the mid-'80s, and to get Young to join the USFL, they gave him a contract of $36 million over 43 years. He's still making $1 million a year for a professional football league that does no longer exist. And, however, our sympathy will go to if you do that again, I'm hanging up, Noah. The Middle Tennessee State University Marching Band, who, in the middle of the game against Marshall, actually had the referee stop and tell the band basically to shut up. Oh my god, Noah.
I'll stop.
I'll stop. Good. You'll stop. Shh. So, yeah. The referee that scolded Middle Tennessee State, it's a college football game. Bands are going to play. You're going to have to live. So, it is official, by the way. Fresno State has defeated San Diego State in overtime. We are done, but first, a couple more announcements. We are going across the country. We have rescheduled our Green Bay trip. The Packers host the Eagles on November 10th, so we will go back live from Green Bay. And the next week, it's possible, we're not sure, but we might be going live from Boston. And I'll be able to see the Celtics play the Trailblazers. I'll tell you why next week. Go like our Facebook page. Check out Noah's show. Noah, anything you want to say about it?
Yeah, we just hit 60 likes on our Facebook page. Like Blake and Noah, LA to Chicago on Facebook, or like our Twitter, @Blake and Noah. That's capital BLAKE _ capital NOAH. Yeah, we have no followers on that one. I think. I haven't checked in a week, actually. I know that doesn't sound good, but when you're not getting much attention on that and getting a lot on Facebook, it cultivate the one that you actually are getting likes on. But like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter if you feel like it. So yeah, go us.
Alright. Thank you. And thank you guys for listening. This was a show that was on the longer side, but it's totally worth it. Thank you, Noah, for making this a great show. We're glad to be somewhat more on track. Again, since we didn't really have a script, I can't give you fast forward points, but every single second of this show was pure gold. Especially the part where Noah thinks that Jimmy Butler was bad at times.
Every time, anybody who knows anything about anything knows that Jimmy Butler is a good basketball player.
Are you implying that I am not anybody that knows anything about anything?
Yes, I am.
Ouch.
But you may be somebody who knows anything about something.
Because my football picks turned out quite fun, and that's why you listen to the show. Because
Yeah, just how you picked Clemson over Florida State.
listen, you know what? I picked South Carolina over Missouri. I picked the Colts. I picked the Steelers. Our picks are back on track. Did you give the Chiefs the respect that they deserve? Did you give the Saints the respect that they deserve? No.
I cannot reveal my motives, but yeah.
Your motives for what?
Never mind.
Guys, we're going to end on one final note. No
Can I
tomorrow
just say
is
SV? That's all I can say.
What?
SV.
SV.
SB.
Oh my god, man. Oh no. Oh no. No. I'm gonna skip over that. Because that's a name that we don't need to talk about on this show unless we are talking about Tim Tebow. That's it. 95 minutes and 38 seconds later, we are leaving live from LA. I'm Jake, aka Rookie. This was Rookie's Roundup. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back next week thanks to Blake, Blake's co-host, Noah.
Terrible transition. Thanks to Blake's co-host, Noah. Thanks. Thanks to Blake's co-host, Noah. Okay. Thanks to Jake, my co-host on Ricky's Roundup. I'm Noah Taborda, a.k.a. Ricky.
Thank you to El Conquistador de todo el mundo, Jose Juan Barea. Thank you to the nation of Colombia. Thank you to the Community College of Columbia. Thank you to Indiana, to Portland, to Canada, and of course, one last thank you to the San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, thank you to the Clippers and thank you D-Rose for being our savior. You will lead us to an Eastern Conference Finals where we will lose.
Quite, you sound like a thirsty Eagles fan. And with that,
I sound like a thirsty Eagles fan. At least we have hope, though. At least we have hope. The Eagles fans have lost hope. They've lost hope. Their hope is in the shape of Nick Foles' concussions.
No, head injuries are a serious thing, man. I'm trying to wrap up the show, and now you're bringing up controversial issues that I feel the need to talk about.
You brought up the Spurs.
What? No, I was going to give one last thing to Spurs, and then somehow this turned to Nick Foles.
Okay, let's just... You said the Eagles, so don't
well, you did sound like a thirsty Eagles fan. True?
Yeah, let's just wrap this up.
Fine. Well, now we're so close to the 100-minute mark. It's like...
What are we at?
97:34.
So now we just gotta go to 100? We should actually just stop it at 100, like on the dot. Just at 100, 0.
Alright, that works. Let's see, what else can we talk about?
We can talk about what bad predictions Jake makes when it comes to anything that's anything.
Quiet. No. Stop. Oh, we can talk about Matt Bonner, who rocked a red Mamba costume. We can talk about Adrian Peterson buying snowmobiles for his entire offensive line. How about this, the Madden curse? I think the Madden curse has taken it too far this year. Would you agree?
What?
That the Madden curse has gone too far.
What has the Madden curse done?
What do you mean, what has the Madden curse done? Adrian Peterson's going to be on the cover of the Madden for PS4 and Xbox One.
No! That can't happen. He's gonna get... You can't do that to him.
He's already been cursed, remember?
Exactly. What are you doing to him? Barry Sanders will die within the next year of a heart attack.
No, he won't, but he also actually has already been cursed. Barry Sanders actually announced the first-round pick for the Lions in the draft, Ziggy Ansah, and he is already having concussion issues, so the curse lives on. And there you go. Let's see.
Where are we now on minutes?
What?
What are we at?
99:06.
So everybody out there, we're just wasting time now.
We are not wasting time. Nothing we do is a waste. Every second here is pure gold. Cam McDaniel, the most photogenic running back ever from Notre Dame.
This is a waste. Guys, don't make work for me to overthrow the Jake Liker and take over Ricky's Roundup.
What?
No, but in all seriousness, this has been a good show. Go Ohio State.
It has been. So today's lesson. This is going to be a new commercial. The last thing we do before we leave. The lesson of tonight's show. Don't put avocado dip in your baseball glove. And with that, we say goodnight. I'm Jake Liker. He was noted to Borda, but I'm Jake Liker. I go first because I'm the host. Bye.